I've ever seen that.
That's awesome.
They would play a doubleheader every Sunday. I don't know how they did it.
I don't either. I don't know how you guys do it. Look, we're live. We're live. It's the Garage Happy Hour. We're back. The Garage Happy Hour is alive and well. It's good to be back with you. We had a really good show a couple of weeks ago promoting another great sporting event here in St. Louis, Worldwide Technology Raceway. What a race that was. They set some records, and I'll tell you, in terms of attendance. And I'll tell you what, this event coming up, the Ascension Charity Classic presented by Emerson, is going to draw a crowd. And I know that it's partly because of the two gentlemen we've brought in. One right below me here on your screen, Jay Williamson, my friend, the great PGA Tour professional St. Louisan. He is ready to go for the PGA Tour Champions event. How are you, Jay?
I'm good, Tom. Good to see you this afternoon.
It's good to be with you I love having you on the Garage Happy Hour. We've talked about it. It's about time. And Jay Delsing is here. Now, Jay and I go way back as well, and I'm very excited that you're in the field as well. Jay, how are you?
Doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
It's good to be on. And coming to us from Norwood Hills Country Club, please welcome from the Ascension Charity Classic, Nick Ragone, who has been on KMOX quite a bit here down the stretch, and I know things are going well for you. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing great. And you know, when they told us
we don't hear Nick. We're gonna have to drop Nick out and bring him back in. That's the trick. That's an old Garage Happy Hour trick. Bye, Nick.
Well, this is better. Let's go.
I'm already back.
There he is.
Can you hear me? You know, Tom, when we created the tournament, they said in order to have a Champions Tour event, you need to have 3 Jays from the state of the Missouri in the field. And we're like, we got Jay Haas. Thankfully, we had Delsing and Williamson. We're the only tournament with 3 Jays from Missouri in the field.
Yeah, that could be a first ever, right? I mean,
I think it is, probably. Have you guys Jay Haas didn't play in Canada with you guys, did he?
I don't think he did.
No, he did not play.
So this is the first tournament ever with 3 Jays from Missouri. So we set a record already.
Yeah, we'd have to get Dan Reardon to break that one down. I bet you Dan Reardon's got that one somewhere in his archives.
He's got the statistics on. Yeah, he's got the statistics on that one.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you, Dan Reardon's all over it. It's great to have you guys on. We have a tremendous event coming, and Nick, I'll start with you just to paint the picture here. So, the Ascension Charity Classic presented by Emerson is a PGA Tour Champions event here in St. Louis, Norwood Hills Country Club, September 6th through the 12th. The main competition is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I know, Nick, that you have a lot lined up here starting on Labor Day, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, Labor Day, it's a great spot in the calendar. We have no PGA Tour event that week, so we're the only pro golf in North America, which is one of 2 weeks of the year. So thank you to the PGA Tour champions for that. The weather's going to be perfect. I've already been checking it every day. And so on Tuesday, we have a Pro-Am. Wednesday, we have a Pro-Am. And Thursday, we have a Pro-Am. We're the only Champions Tour event this year with 3 days of Pro-Am. So that's because there was so much demand. We created an extra day. And then we're doing a kids clinic Thursday afternoon that Accenture is sponsoring, which we're thankful for. And then Friday starts the action. We got both of our Jays in the field. We have one of the strongest fields of the year. I think 18 of the top 20 on the money list. We got Ernie Els, Furyk, Davis Love III, VJ, Bernard. I mean, all the top players. And then we got Nicklaus and Watson on Saturday. It's probably one of the last times they'll sort of be dueling again. They're going to relive some of their great competitions with Ozzie and Berube playing for charity. And so it's going to be a special week.
I bet it is. And I'll tell you what, Nick, when you all set me up with Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson, it was pretty special to be able to talk to them. We're going to play those interviews back on KMOX again before we get to the tournament. And I've talked to Tom Watson before, and it's incredibly special to be able to spend time with him. And I got to tell you, in my life, the only time I'd ever seen Jack Nicklaus was going by on a golf cart at an event, or maybe for like 10 seconds I happened to be where he was. I don't get that starstruck anymore after doing this for a long time. And when they put me in front of him, I was like, hi. I don't know what to say. I mean, he's the greatest to ever do it. It's pretty remarkable when you have someone like that make a commitment, Nick.
Yeah, it is. It's, like I said, Jack is probably 81 or 82. He doesn't, as Jay and Jay know, he doesn't play a lot anymore. And for him and Tom to come out here, A, just shows their commitment to the game, and B, they both hold a special fondness for St. Louis. Tom Watson met his famed caddy, Bruce Edwards, at Norwood in 1974. And Jack has played here since 1960. He was at, I think, St. Louis Country Club for the U.S. Amateur, which he lost in the finals. He obviously played the Open in 65 and the PGA in 92. And so it was really remarkable that both of them said, we want to be a part of this. And, of course, with Hale Irwin, who has spent much of his career here in St. Louis, and to have three truly iconic, the greatest of all time, and two legends of the game, Hale and Tom, be a part of this. I'm not sure many events could say in their inaugural event they had Jack and Tom playing again in a competitive match. Even though they don't play much anymore, they're still competitive. And it's going to be that Saturday, which is the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and we're doing a sort of commemorative ceremony in the morning to honor the victims of 9/11. It's going to be a special Saturday altogether.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty amazing, and you do have Ozzie Smith and Craig Berube participating with those guys playing. And Jay Delsing, let me start with you. What was your reaction to learning that you were going to be participating in this event?
You know, Tom, I've told this story a couple of times, but it's still hard not to grin. I mean, you know, I grew up caddying at Norwood, and to be able to play an event on that course that I grew up at, in front of my family, in front of so many people I know and love, after years and years and years of traveling around and chasing my ball through the woods and wherever else I hit it, it's just phenomenal to be part of the Ascension team. You know, Jay Williamson and I are part of the Ascension ambassadors. I'm proud of the work that this team has done to engage the community like it is. We all know what great corporate citizens we have in St. Louis, but man, I'll tell you what, every single guy in the Champions Tour field's going to know it this week when they come out and see all the skyboxes and cabanas and the golf course in great shape. And it's, you know, St. Louis is just going to represent St. Louis so well. I grew up in the North County area. Ascension last year donated money to these 3 charities in North County without even having a shot struck because of COVID. And no one's ever done that in the history of the PGA Tour. So we got a great title sponsor. The course is going to be great. I'm excited to be in the field, man. I'm really excited.
Jay Williamson, you know how special it is to play in St. Louis, and those folks will be ready, won't they? This is going to be some scene over there.
Yeah, I think it will be. I've said for a couple weeks now, actually a couple months, I think this is the type of event that people really don't, in this community, they don't understand. And ironically, it's what Jay Delsing and I have been we've been wishing for many years, is to have an annual event in St. Louis at a golf course that we know, where we can actually sleep in our own bed and try to make a living that week and compete against the best players in the world. I remember when Nick and I went to a concert with our wives. Nick, this was 3 years ago. This is pre-pandemic. This is before a lot of things have changed.
It was John Mayer, I believe.
Yeah, it was John Mayer at Enterprise. And I remember, you know, my wife was like, yeah, this is the guy that wants to have a golf tournament here, a professional golf tournament. I think it's going to be you know, I don't know. We don't need to get into that. And I'm like, really? Does he realize how difficult that is? Does he realize that there's no way that that's ever going to happen? Does he realize that that's something that we've all, you know, kind of wondered and hoped for 25, 30 years? There's no way that can happen here.
It's a good thing I didn't know any of that, because I wouldn't have even attempted it.
Yeah, lo and behold, it's going to happen next week. I mean, it's remarkable. I mean, it truly is remarkable.
Yeah, it is amazing, isn't it, Nick? And you felt that response ever since this became official. And at the same time, lots of admiration and respect for all of you, because you've had to navigate through a pandemic.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I remember that concert. It was about 3 years ago. It was the first time I had met Jay. You know, I obviously knew who he was. And I remember watching the playoff, not to bring up old memories, in Hartford that you nearly won.
God, you just ruined my day again.
I'm a big golf nerd, and I remembered that, and I knew who Jay was. And my daughter had met his son. They went to school together, and I was always like, I'd love to meet Jay. And I remember that night and saying to him, you know, my vision is to bring a tournament, but it had to be in North County. It had to be at Norwood. and it had to give back to charities, Boys and Girls Club, Urban League, and Mary Grove. I said, that's the only way I ever considered doing it. And he was very polite about it, but sort of, was definitely realistic that there's a lot of work that goes into it. And to think that this time next week we'll be on the eve of kicking off the tournament, it really is hard to imagine.
Yeah, it's finally here. And Jay, you think about the charitable aspect of it, Jay Delsing. I think about Dick Shaper. Here is a St. Louis legend in golf and someone who spent a lot of time at Norwood Hills, and we have him to thank for the concept of throwing charity tournaments, which we continue to do throughout the area. Dick Shaper's smiling on this one.
Oh gosh, Tom, there is no question. And I mean, guys like Dick that have done so much for the game and the community way back, 30, 40 years ago. We couldn't be here without some of the efforts that those guys all put together. Tom DeGrand is another guy that's a good buddy of Dick's that's still, out pushing the game and fixing hooks and slices and just loves what he's doing. And it's, there's a lot of folks in the town that have come before us that have really paved the way.
The game's in a really good place right now, Jay Williamson, isn't it? I just finished recording and releasing my golf happy hour episode with Pat Maroon, which I'll have to show you. What it shows you is that this game can be played by anybody. You can pick it up at any time. People are having fun with it, and it even gives more impact to when we see the pros get out there and make it look easy, and we know that it's not. But it's a game that's being played by a lot of people. It's kind of fun right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, and it's ironic that you just said that because I just got off the golf course with the rig, and he's a 9 handicap. He's a 9 handicap or a 9 index. I mean, he's like a legit golfer. He's like, yeah, I don't want to, I want to make sure that I post this score, so I want it to be legit. And I'm thinking to myself, did he really just say that? And he really wants to post a score into gym? And I'm like, all right, you know what? That's impressive. And so the fact that you just brought that up, I would agree with you. The game is in a very good spot. The game is always fragile. These tournaments are always fragile, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. Even though there's an event every week, the events are fragile, and it takes a lot of effort, as Nick and Jay and I know, to make this happen. But who would have thought that this China virus that has come along, I guess I probably shouldn't say that, this virus, who would have thought that this virus would actually really, enhance the game? I mean, the game has actually thrived because of this virus. And in some ways, I'm like, well, do we even want this virus to go away? Obviously we do, and we hope it goes away tomorrow. But the virus has actually helped people get outside and play this darn game, even though it doesn't make it any easier for any of us. It's really helped the game in a very, very, very crazy way. No one could have predicted this. That's for sure.
No, that's definitely true. And he played well today. I would assume he's a good player, man, and a competitor. It doesn't matter. You get any athlete into a situation, they might have some fun for a few minutes, and he had a good time, I assure you. But he's trying to win.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of the game. It's other than hockey, where you can't blame the goalie, or you can't blame your defenseman, for getting walked, or in baseball you can't blame the pitcher for not throwing strikes, or you don't get any foul balls. I mean, the beauty of golf is, which actually makes it more difficult, as Jay and I know probably all too well, is it's all about us on the golf course, and I think that's what appeals to a lot of people.
Nick, let's talk about Norwood Hills and the beauty of it. I was out there a couple weeks ago for the Rankin Jordan tournament, took a little look around. It looks spectacular. How is the setup, and what are fans going to see when they get out there?
It's extraordinary. Jay and Jay have played a lot of professional golf. I think Jay Delsing, 500 tour starts, Jay Williamson, almost as many. And this will feel like a PGA Tour event. When you come out here, if you've never been to a PGA Tour event or a Champions Tour event, this will look more like a PGA Tour event. In the numbers of holes we built out, We started with one hole that we were going to build out, and the tour recommended one hole. We've now built out 6 holes, and we could actually even build out more if we had enough space. I mean, we sort of ran out of time, but it's gonna the viewing, the stands, the hospitality, the crowd size. Frankly, I mean, it's gonna feel more like a PGA Tour event, and I love J&J's take on it. They've been in many PGA Tour events and many Champion Tour events. In fact, a couple of weeks ago in Canada, and this will feel more like a PGA event just by the size, the crowds, the build out, the hospitality, everything that goes with it. Norwood's a big piece of property, obviously 36 holes, a lot of space for, I was out there today now looking at where the TV towers are going to go, where the media center is, where the player hospitality is, where all the tents and VIP seating. There's a buzz and electricity that takes over when you start building out a golf course. And I know J&J, when they come out here, it's one thing to play a practice round here. It's another on Friday morning when you're teeing it up for real with some of the best players in the world, and you see the crowds. I'm sure they'll have butterflies in their stomach.
Yeah, what is that like, Jay Delsing? What makes a great tournament?
Oh my gosh. Well, this one's got all the components for me, Tom, that I could even ask for, with just the personal touches that I mentioned before. The golf course there's no place good or bad that I haven't been in Norwood. I've hit it in the swimming pool, and I think I still have the course record, which is probably doomed, with the dudes that are coming in town next week. But
you haven't hit in that swimming pool, have you?
Oh yeah. I don't think I hit the diving board, but it was headed that direction. There's a pine anyway, I'll show you. But to answer your question, Tom, there's something about tournament golf that is unlike anything else. And what runs through your body, the electricity, the anxiety, the nervousness. And then when I've had those few times when I've really, really played well, it is like such a rush. It is something that you just can't get enough of. And this week, I've been excited for this thing for 3 months. I've been before I go to bed at night, I'm thinking about it, what that first tee shot's going to be like, playing in front of so many people that I know. It's one thing to play in front of, even if it's 50,000 people and 3 of them. It's another thing when you're in front of 10,000 people and 8,000 of them. And so it's really going to be special, and I'm fired up right now. I'm nervous and anxious and ready to go right now.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Jay Williamson, what's it like for you? You've seen Belle Reve electric and at its best.
Oh, Jay just made me nervous. I'm going to go hit some shots right now. Just figure this thing out. You know what? It's going to be. The older I get, the more I realize that it's all about opportunities and experiences right now, and what Nick has given me, and the team for this event, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Who knows? I don't know how I'm going to play next week. I hope I'll play well. I don't know how many more tee times I'm going to get on the Champions Tour. I might never get another one, but I'm going to relish this one for as long as I live, and I guarantee that I'm going to remember this one for as long as I live. There were a lot of tee times I got on the regular tour where, unfortunately, I don't remember them anymore because it's been a while. But I'm going to remember this one forever. And I'll also say, excuse me, that the big winner next week isn't necessarily going to be Bernhard Langer or Jay Delsing or myself, that wins the first place check. I'm not even sure what it is. I don't even want to know. The big winner is going to be St. Louis and the community in the North, and the charities in the North County community that understands that there's a reason for us why we're there next week. And that is the big winner. And that's what a lot of people overlook when it comes to whether it's Champions Tour Golf or PGA Tour Golf. It's not necessarily the players, it's the community that wins. And I think that is and always has been the focus for this event.
And specifically, North County, as you mentioned, Jay and Nick, that is a huge focus, of course, the organizations that are going to benefit here and the people that are going to benefit. And you're here for some staying power, too. It's not a one-time thing.
It's not one and done. St. Louis has a rich history of golf going back to Norwood, the PGA in '48, which Ben Hogan won. the Ryder Cup at Old Warson, obviously many majors at Belle Reve, the 65 Open, the 92 PGA, even St. Louis Country Club, the 60 Amateur. But there's something special about North County. And when I went to the PGA Tour, I really said, we're interested, but there's two conditions that are non-negotiable. One is it had to be in North County, and it had to be at Norwood. It's the only club that could do it. And the second is all the proceeds needed to go back to the Boys and Girls Club, Urban League, and Marygrove. It had to stay in North County for charities that really serve youth or unserved communities. And it's got to be long-term. And we were so blessed that early on, I reached out to Emerson and shared the vision. They immediately signed up and said, count us in. And then once Emerson was on board, Worldwide came on, Worldwide Technology. And then the whole community rallied. We have Enterprise and Centene and Ameren and all the fantastic companies that you would expect. Missouri Tourism, the governor and lieutenant governor, because everybody knows as a community, we're a great golf community, we're a great community, but we're only as strong as all the pieces of that community. And we need to, this is going to be on the Golf Channel live for 3 days. The rest of the country is going to get to see St. Louis again. They're going to get to see North County. And we want to remind the country how special a place this is. Jay Delsing knows this. He grew up there. Jay Williamson knows it. I've been here 8 years, and St. Louis is one of the best kept secrets in this country. And we want to showcase Missouri, St. Louis, and North County for the whole country for 3 days live on the Golf Channel, no other professional golf. And we want our charities to benefit. When I told the tour we wanted to do this, they came out, they visited Norwood, and they said, we get it. We totally get it. And I said, I want this to be the most charitable tournament on PGA Tour Champions, within 5 years. And I think we're actually going to be the most charitable tournament, maybe this year, maybe next year, but it'll be quickly. And I think it's going to make a difference for the community.
I really do think it's the most giving city in the country. I really do. St. Louis. And Jay Delsing, what's it like for you to hear that about North County and what's going back into the community?
Yeah, Tom, I mean, what Nick and Jay Willie said, I mean, it's one of the things that I love so much about professional golf. I'm a sportsman. I love all sports, but this game is really special. And the fact that, Jay Willie just got finished playing with some of the blues players in the big rig, and you had the rig on, your other show that crosses so many lines that, we're not having a charity hockey game to raise money for North County. We're not having a flag football game. We're playing professional golf. Nick and the team has done 3 pro-ams. I mean, these are all revenue generators, and it's all things, you guys, that as we know that this money is going to go straight back into the community for tremendously worthwhile things. Tom, I don't know if you know this, but the PGA Tour donates more money every year than the MLB, NFL, NBA, and NHL combined. And it's because you get somebody like Ascension that jumps in here and jumps in with both feet, and they're not missing anything. They've got all the bases covered. Go to the airport. There's banners all over the place. Go to every highway. There's pictures of, Phil Mickelson and Fred and Ernie Els and all these other Hall of Famers. I mean, there's nothing missing. We've covered every base.
We wanted to put Jay's face up on those billboards, but Jay wouldn't give us the rights. So we had to go with Freddie.
My head was too big.
He's a tough negotiator. That's for sure. Before we go, let's start with Jay Williamson. What will you do between now and when you tee it up for the first time? What's your prep like for the next week?
That's a good question. I'm just trying to figure out how to get that first shot in the fairway. I've played, I've played a couple. I've been in the arena, as I guess you can say, twice in the last 6 weeks. One in London at the Senior British, and then in Calgary at the Shaw Charity Classic, which, by the way, was a fantastic event. Jay Delsing and I played the first day together. Getting back into professional golf it's definitely an adjustment. So my focus is trying to figure out how to make sure I get that first shot in the fairway, whether it's going to be on number 1 or number 10. And I just want to go out there and have the ability to control my emotions. And I heard Coach Drinkowitz say this the other day. I want to be the best version of myself next week. whatever that is, you know what? I don't know what it's going to be, but I hope it's good. And I'm looking forward to an incredible opportunity, and I just can't thank Nick and the Ascension team enough.
I love it. Jay Delsing, isn't that true? You can really take a piece of other sports and hear what they have to say. It's all about right here, and no more so than your game.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Tom. I mean, I echo my sentiments exactly. This will be the most memorable tournament I've ever played in, and hopefully for reasons like Jay Willie said, that we put forth our best version of ourselves. But regardless of the fact, this opportunity, this experience, I'm a little older than Jay. It's I don't know if I'm ever going to play again. I don't know if I'm ever going to play another event again, and I do get to play this one, and it means the world to me. And I thank Nick and just this whole opportunity. I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
You know what my dream is, Tom? I would love to see on Sunday a leaderboard that had Delsing and Williamson somewhere up the top with Ernie Els and Furyk and maybe Bernhard Langer, all of them in the mix. I think St. Louis would love it. I think the crowds would be huge. And I think both of these guys can top 10, which gets you into another event. And if there's anything to the idea that fans can will players over the finish line, I think we're going to see that next week. I think St. Louis is so lucky to have two great ambassadors for the game, two great pros in the area that I get to play in front of the home field. And I'm going to be following both of them. I'm not going to yell Brooksy to any of I don't want to get thrown out. But I really this isn't just a feel-good story. I mean, both of these guys can play. They can flat get it. And I really think we are going to see I think the tour is going to be in for a little bit of surprise. Some of the VJs and Davis Loves and Ernie's and Furyks, they better look out for the Jays.
Yeah, I think the galleries are a huge part of the story. They were the story really in 2018 at the 100th. It was about them, and I think what you'll notice out there, Nick, and I'm going to have you give us the last word on any last information. But what you'll notice out there is moms, dads, kids, grandparents, casual sports fans, serious golfers. It's going to be a mix of a lot of people just taking it all in. And I think that's the great part about St. Louis, what they're about to turn out here. So if anyone's watching, Nick, who does not have a ticket or is interested in going, how do they do that?
Yeah, go to AscensionCharityClassic.com. We got day passes, we got week passes, we got VIP tent, we got Club 314. The parking is going to be super easy. We're just parking at Express Scripts, and I want to thank them. They've been a great partner. And then we're shuttling people over. It takes about 3 minutes. We're going to have shuttles running all day. It's going to be a very fan-friendly experience. And the weather, I've been checking the weather every day, and knock on wood, we're going to have a week of 80 degrees and sunny. I mean, it's going to be perfect. And it's going to be a great way for us to be outside, to be together, to watch great golf, to raise a lot of money for charity, and spend time with our families. And it's just going to be special. And you know what? It's the first year. It's going to get better every year. And so anybody that wants tickets, go to AscensionCharityClassic.com.
Spectacular weather. I don't know if you can see that, but you see all those suns right there?
I mean, I love it. All we need is Williamson and Delsing on the leaderboard. If you could fix that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there an app for that, Tom?
Yeah. It's going to be great.
It's called the driving range, Jay. Go find it.
It's nice in the garage right now. It's absolutely perfect out here right now. Guys, we really appreciate it. Cannot wait for it. I'll be there. I'm all over it. I love it. The Ascension Charity Classic presented by Emerson is going to be awesome. Jay Williamson, Jay Delsing, Nick Ragone. Thanks to Jim Woodcock. Thanks to our producer, Sam Masterson, for putting it all together. Excuse me. I'm so emotional about it. I'm getting choked up. The Garage Happy Hour right here, and you'll be able to replay this, and also we will play this back on KMOX on Sports on a Sunday morning, get the week started. So we appreciate it very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
We invite you to flip back over to KMOX because Kevin Wheeler's about to get going with some pregame before the Cardinals play tomorrow. He's got a little Sports Open line today. And we say thank you to our sponsor, Bommarito Automotive Group.
At Bomarito, shop thousands of new vehicles. Get more for your trade, the Bomarito nationwide warranty, 10 years, 200,000 miles, and the best service after the sale. Bomarito, Missouri's #1 automotive group, open 24/7 at Bomarito.com.